PSG make 3 changes from the 6-1 hammering at Lyon. Ashley Lawrence is suspended. Sakina Shakawi is rested. So Leah Khalife and Estelle Cascarino come into a team which will be captained by Grace Gayoro. And Clemence Gonçalves is leading our match officials. 3 changes for Reims. Cameroon international Esther Mai Keith comes in for Tetiana Romanenko. Grace Rapp replaces Sonia Oshene. And teenager Luan Joly will be the playmaker in the absence of Rachel Corboz. Amandine Michael, the coach of Stade Reims. And it's been a big week for those in charge of PSG. But ultimately, it ended successfully for Didier Ole-Nicole. PSG won both meetings by 4-0 last season. And it's just a case now of looking to win every single game between now and the end of the season for Paris Saint-Germain. And that may be the only way they can try and retain their title following that defeat at Lyon last week.
Il y a la vitesse du côté du Stade de Reims, équipe diesel qui avait eu du mal à débuter son championnat, qui s'est lancé au cœur de l'automne avec 2 victoires face à ici et un 5-2 contre Bordeaux. À droite, le Paris Saint-Germain. C'est le match d'après, après la gifle reçue à Lyon dans des conditions si particulières. Paris qui doit prouver, après sa belle victoire en Champions League.
And Paris Saint-Germain get this game underway, wearing all blue, attacking the goal away to our left-hand side. And domestically, at least, they have a point to prove. De Almeida looking to attack right from the start. She's been moved from midfield into the right-back position here today. Ashley Lawrence, of course, is suspended following her red card. And she's worked hard to win an early corner for the champions, which Sarah de Brits will take. 3 changes in total, with Charlotte Voll also returning in goal. Barbara Votikova is on the bench here today. And with a very picturesque autumnal backdrop, Paris Saint-Germain have the first corner, which is flicked on towards Katoto, and Reims are able to repel the first real threat on their goal. And Paulina Dudek just running the ball out of play. PSG had 7 wins and 7 clean sheets heading into their game away to Lyon last week, on an evening where everything seemed to go wrong. A 6-1 defeat. And now they must rebuild domestically, and they responded well. Although there is a back pass from Almeida, and here is an early opportunity. Fellow with the initial move beyond the goalkeeper, and then Voll has to make a save. And that was careless defending from Paris Saint-Germain right at the start of the game. Fellow looking to go beyond the goalkeeper, and she then had the presence of mind to pull it back, and it was a shot which was well saved. And the young German was a backup goalkeeper here for so long, but given an opportunity this season, but she's dropped the corner. There's confusion, and it should have been the opening goal for Stade Reims. Grace Rapp sending a shot too high. A real flap at the corner, and Rapp able to bring the ball down, but not keep the shot down. And Paris Saint-Germain with echoes of their defending at Lyon last Sunday. Now an opportunity for PSG to try and break themselves, but Diani has halted. It was a good challenge by Delonde. But an early shock to the system for the champions there, against a team who begin this match in the lower reaches of the table. Stade de Reims have been a side who have found it difficult to string together a decent run of victory so far. 8 points in 8 games. They've enjoyed some decent performances, notably a 5-2 victory against Bordeaux. But more recently, a 1-0 defeat against Fleury and a draw last week against Dijon. The cross in from Baltimore, and there is the opening goal, headed in by Khalifi. Stade Reims not taking their chances at the other end, and very quickly playing the penalty. Khalifi with her second goal of the season. And as the weather conditions begin to worsen, Paris Saint-Germain take the lead with a goal of real quality. Baltimore with a perfectly delivered cross, and Khalifi unmarked. The defenders all drawn to Katoto. And that's a fine finish. And PSG will hope that normal service has been resumed here. There would have been a good deal of soul searching following the loss against Lyon, although they quickly had a big game to try and get it out of their system, and they used it well. Now Baltimore once again. Cascarino, Dudek, and a dramatic opening 5 minutes here with PSG really stretched defensively before they scored themselves. Dabritz, De Almeida. Khalifi in a more familiar position after moving forward to score the opening goal. Ilestedt. And now Dudek, and already Reims are in full retreat here as Cascarino is quickly closed down by Dumone. De Almeida. And Diani is quickly closed down. Dudek. Gayoto. Baltimore looking to attack the penalty area. It's cleared this time. Baltimore once again. It's good defending initially, but now there could be a problem for Decourde, and she's lost out. Here is Katoto. And the pullback was looking for De Brits. De Almeida. Gallardo. Cascarino. Baltimore. And Doucouré could have another problem here. Baltimore breezes beyond her, but it's cut out well at the near post by Rapp. And the Mexican international, Emily Alvarado, the goalkeeper for Stade Reims. De Almeida with a back pass, which makes the distance this time. De Brits. Diani is onside, but the cross is blocked by Delonde. But the pattern of this game looks to have been established fairly early on here. Diani. Now De Almeida. The cross is hooked away initially by Maya Keith, but pressure is pretty incessant at the moment, rather like the rain. Dudek. Both central defenders are pushing on as attacking midfielders at the moment. Here is De Brits. Space for another cross, and the central defenders have been overworked for Stade Reims already. Cascarino. Diani looking for Katoto. De Brits. Baltimore was also in there. And then Gallardo has been caught by Dumore. And it will be a free kick for PSG. Heavy challenge on the PSG captain. And there'll be treatment here as well. Didier Ole-Nicole has seen his team make short work of the Champions League group already. And at the moment, Amandine Miquel is seeing her side on the receiving end here at the moment. And she will look back on those early chances which weren't taken. And Khalifi is over the free kick. Already scored once, but this may just be a bit too far out. And the delivery is gathered well by Alvarado. It could be a very tricky day for goalkeepers. goal scorer Khalifi working hard once again, and players being pulled back for the free kick. And PSG did confirm before kick-off that 2 members of the squad have tested positive for COVID-19. They were not named, but the resources are just slightly stretched at the moment, with some high-profile absentees, and Ashley Lawrence, of course, suspended, so players like Elisa de Almeida are playing out of position today. And that match against Lyon came at a very difficult moment for the club, and that was possibly reflected in what we saw. PSG losing for the first time in the D1 Arcema since a defeat at Lyon in November of 2019. And the last side other than Lyon to beat them was Montpellier by 3-0 back in April of 2018, which just shows the relentless consistency of this side. And it took some big-name players, Jakobsen, Kamen and Blackstenius, to beat them on that occasion. Ball leaving her penalty area to intercept the ball forward from Maya Keith. Dabritz. Dudek. Stade Reims made a poor start to the season, only 1 point in their opening 4 games before back-to-back victories just settled things down, including that 5-2 success against Bordeaux. Khalifi, you're never quite sure what you're going to get from Bordeaux so far this season, and Stade Reims clearly caught them on a very bad day. Katoto. De Almeida making up the width once again, but the cross was overhit. But PSG, alongside Barcelona, the only sides to have guaranteed qualification for the knockout phase of the UEFA Women's Champions League. 4 wins out of 4, clinched by that 2-0 success away to Real Madrid. Katoto and Karshawi, the players on the score sheet. And the free kick conceded by Khalifi. The challenge on Joly. And it's a big ask for the 19-year-old to really try and impose herself on this game and be the main creative force for Stade Reims. And it was hung up towards Naomi Feller, but at the moment she's rather isolated as the lone striker for Stade Reims. Dayani. Quickly challenged by Philippe, but she's fed it through towards Katoto. And PSG end up with the throw-in. Dudek. Now Cascarino. Everyone's just beginning to enjoy a share of possession in midfield, but Dumournet has quickly given the ball away, and here is Dabritz. Dudek. Gallardo. Baltimore. Beyond the corner, it's another good cross headed back by Diani, looking for Katoto. And Rons are just happy to boom the ball to safety. Ilestedt, now Dudek. Khalifi. Gallardo. And we have a period of attack against defence once again, Cascarino. And that will be some relief to Stade Reims. And Reims were promoted back into the D1 Arkema in 2019. The club were very successful in their previous incarnation in the 1970s and 80s, winning 5 titles, including 3 in a row between 1975 and 77. And if they weren't winning it, they were usually the runners-up. But financial problems really caught up with them, and they were heading down towards the regional leagues before the club was liquidated in the early 1990s. And then it was relaunched in 2014. And in terms of the women's game in France, they are a famous club looking to try and get somewhere close to a glorious history, but Khalifi has won the ball back here. Gallardo. And there's an overload. Here is Diani, and that's a really good save by Alvarado. Baltimore. Cascarino. And this time there is the opportunity to clear from Joly. That was really good play to earn the free kick conceded by Cascarino. Melchior Dumornay, the Haitian international, only 18 years of age, but she's a player who is becoming very quickly a key part of this Stade Reims team. Katoto, cleverly done. Now Baltimore in behind Akorde once again, but Delon comes across to cover. And this was the earlier opportunity. Diani picked out by a captain, and the right foot of Alvarado doing the job. De Almeida. And the early goal from Leo Khalifi, dividing the two sides here. And it came moments after Grace Rapp had a great opportunity to give Stade Reims the lead. Cascarino, Gallardo, and Pascaro doing just enough. With the exception of the goal, defensively, Stade Reims have done well so far, relatively speaking, and Didier Ole-Nicole will know his side. Need to improve on their finishing abilities in this game. They are creating chances, but only the single goal so far. Dabritz. Once again, Stade Reims look to try and play out from fairly deep, and the presses high, but it's forward towards Dumornay. Now Cascarino. And Dudek will find Ilestedt. And to join the Football community and access more women's football content, matches and highlights, don't forget to visit atafootball.com. Cascarino. Simple claim for Alvarado. Player born in El Paso and featured for both TCU and Fort Worth in the American college system. Baltimore winning the ball back well. Ducournau left standing there, but once again it's really good defending on the edge of the penalty area from Pascaro. Now De Brits. Gayordo. Cascarino. Dudek. Ilestedt, and there was real license for both central defenders to push on for Paris Saint-Germain. And the free kick will be given there for the challenge by Ducournau on Baltimore. And Ducournau is having real problems on this near side and could possibly do with a bit more support, and maybe that's something that Amandine Miquel is considering. And De Brits is over the free kick. And again, the header is a really good one, and it's Dudek with a second goal. Straight off the training ground and into the back of the Stade Reims net. A rare goal for Paulina Dudek. Pinpoint delivery, Dudek timing her run. And Alvarado had no chance with the header. And PSG take total control of this game. And the second goal from the Polish international. Two headers, two goals for Paris Saint-Germain. Dumornay was forward there for PSG, but she may have to retreat fairly quickly here. Gayordo. Now Diani. And the cross was behind Katoto. Baltimore will retrieve it. First goal for Dudek in the D1 Arkema since April in a 7-0 win against Soyo. And a one previous goal came against Stade Reims in a 3-1 win back in November of 2019. Diani. Now Gayordo. Naomi Feller coming back to try and help her defenders, but it's a fairly thankless task at the moment. And the win for Soyo earlier this weekend against Saint-Etienne has just tightens things up at the wrong end of the D1 Arkema table, and Stade Reims will be aware of that They have to try and play out from a very deep area once again, and they've given the ball away again. Ilestedt. Now Dudek. Baltimore. And Doucouré this time judged the challenge well. Margot Doucouré, at 21 years of age, is having a very steep learning curve here today. Dudek. Gallardo. Cascarino. And the ball down the line doesn't find a bridge this time. And already Stade Reims and their coach may be in the business of damage limitation here. PSG leading 2-0, and it's a similar story for Lyon in their match taking place at the same time. Doucouré, and that's a good ball, but the effort in the end from Boussy was wide and the flag was raised. Lyon leading at Issy by 2-0. Melvie Mala and Caterina Macario scoring twice in the opening 6 minutes. So that's a match going with form, to say the very least. But Soyo, who were bottom, won yesterday, so they're now only a point behind Stade Reims. Saint-Etienne are the team holding everybody up now, level on points with Issy. Though a heavy defeat could damage Issy's goal difference today. Baltimore, and the shot pings around the penalty area. Katoto. Player's been halted, and there seems to be a problem with the ball here. So we will resume with a replacement. Here is Dudek, who scored the second goal. PSG have not dropped a point at home for a long, long time. December of 2019, when they drew 1-1 here against Montpellier. Baltimore and Dumournet again, doing well in those one-to-one situations. Sandy Baltimore has already added to her long list of assists so far this season, with her role in the first goal, 2 goals and 5 assists in the D1F game. Katoto patrolling the channels. Dudek. Ilestedt scored last week in What was a losing cause, to say the very least. Delonde. Pascaro. Khalifi and Dudek with the opening goals for PSG. Now Boussy, already a French international at the age of 20. Feller. And it was chested off by Rapp, and as a result, Dumournet can attack, and that shot is kept out by Vol. And the young Haitian international with a tremendous effort which brought the best out of the German goalkeeper. Baltimore. And the ball was loose from Khalifi, back to her. Rapp. Boussy was in pursuit, but it was read well by Ilestedt. Dabritz, and the game is really stretched at the moment, which is something that Reims may live to regret. Delonde, a good challenge on Diani, and she comes away with the ball. And then she gets the free kick. Mondine, Miguel will be disappointed with the defending for both goals. 2 free headers, but there have been elements of the Reims performance which have been pretty good so far. But of course the scoreline is the key factor in everything. Gayordo. And PSG will be keen to add to their tally before half-time. Diani. Shown too much of that to Mike Keith, who has gone down following the initial challenge. Maybe just caught by flailing arm. Mike Keith, born in Quebec, plays her international football for Cameroon, having come through the University at West Virginia. PSG in control in terms of the scoreline, but Stade Reims have had 3 shots in the game, 2 of those on target, 2 excellent saves from Charlotte Vol, and 4 shots for Paris Saint-Germain so far, and 3 of those on target. Of course, the 2 headers which went in and the shot from Diani which forced a fine save, and Khalifi has now won another free kick. Pascaro just getting a bit too tight on the half turn. Alvarado looking to sort out the wall. Khalifi lining this one up, and she's the only contender at the moment. And it's Khalifi who curls it! Top quality once again from Paris Saint-Germain. And after one goal before this game so far this season in the D1 Arcama, Leah Khalifi has 2 in the first half. And they have both been superbly taken. Perfect weight, perfect line. Alvarado with no chance once again. And when they can turn on the quality like that, Paris Saint-Germain are virtually unstoppable in the D1 Arcama. De Almeida has now been penalised. And Didier Ole-Nicole has seen his side produce some quality finishing so far. De Almeida, though, has given away the free kick there. Dumornay will take it. It's quickly cleared, and now Jolie, she's looking for the pass to release Bussy, but Gayola quickly closed her down. Dudek. Cascarino. Dudek. Cascarino. Dumornay. Now De Almeida. Dabritz. Now Khalifi. De Almeida once again. Ilestedt up towards Katoto, but the free kick's been given for the earlier challenge, and the yellow card is shown to Naomi Fellet. And apologies for one or two sound problems we have, and we will hope to get those rectified as quickly as possible. Ilestedt will take the free kick. Now Dudek. De Almeida. And it's a throw-in to Stade Reims. They may believe the scoreline is slightly harsh, but it's all about taking your chances at the very highest level. And although there have been spells in the game where Paris Saint-Germain have allowed Stade Reims to create opportunities, when the chances have fallen at the other end, there have been real problems. Another yellow card is quickly shown here to Stade Reims, this time to Esther Mai-Keith. And the challenge, a heavy one in the end on Diani. So Mai-Keith very quickly joins Fellet in the referee's notebook, and that could be an issue for them the longer this game goes on. Ilestedt. Now Dabritz. Khalifi. Quickly cut out by Dumornay. The pass was behind Joly. Here is Gayordo. Vol. Dudek. Baltimore. Once again, we are in a passage of play where Paris Saint-Germain are controlling the tempo, controlling the ball. Gayordo, De Almeida. Cascarino. And now Dudek can change the point of the attack and bring De Almeida into the match. Diani. Now Gayordo. Stade Reims could do with the half-time whistle as quickly as possible here, because they are finding themselves under increasing pressure. Once again, when we bring you the big teams on Atta football, they tend to show their quality, and Paris Saint-Germain have done that in terms of finishing in the first half here. Now Cascarino, and Dumornay has not given an inch in the first half. That's been to Stade Reims' benefit. Ilestedt. Dudek. She'll have been delighted with her first goal of the season. Clever ball from Khalifi. Now De Brits looking for Diani. 4-0. A picture book goal from Paris Saint-Germain. And they are producing angles that Stade Reims simply can't deal with. And Diani, who was the player who did so much damage to Stade Reims last season, coming up with a goal here. De Brits with a delivery, and with De Brits on the right, Diani had licence to move in field, and she supplied the finish. But everything about that goal oozed quality. And it could be a very, very long second half for Stade Reims now. That is half-time. And the difference in finishing has been telling. Stade Reims not taking their chances. Paris Saint-Germain providing 4 very well taken goals. 2 headers, a free kick, and a perfect team move at half-time. It is Paris Saint-Germain 4, Stade Reims 0. And welcome back. Paris Saint-Germain leading by 4-0 at half-time against Stade Reims. Paulina Dudek with her first goal of the season. Leah Khalifi scoring 2 herself. The opener with a header, and then a superb curling free kick to make it 3-0. Sarah De Brits also involved, setting up the 4th for Kadiatou Diani. And although it looks comprehensive on the scoreline, and to a certain extent it has been, Stade Reims will look back on a couple of early chances. Kessia Boussi forcing a fine save from Charlotte Volt. as did Milchi Dumornay, who has looked the best player, it must be said, for Stade Reims so far. And Emily Alvarado has made a couple of fine saves and has had no chance with any of the goals. Normandie Miquel knows her team have a difficult second half to come. Stade Reims in the red shirts on the attack very quickly with Dumornay looking to take on Cascarino and at least win a corner from that sort of situation, but it's a goal kick. Dumornay already has an international goal to her name in the Olympic qualifiers for Haiti, scoring against Panama in Houston in February of last year. So PSG winning 4-0 here. Lyon 2 goals up at Issy. And once again, the league title could come down to the home match between Lyon and Paris Saint-Germain. Baltimore. Now De Brits. The cross is deep. Diani was waiting, but it was met by Nia Keith. And with the head-to-head record operating, Paris Saint-Germain may need help from elsewhere to retain their title this year. Ilestedt, Diani, Katoto, De Brits. And De Brits looking to pick her way through, but she's challenged by Pascaro. Khalifi. Now Baltimore once again. Another problem for Decorte. Baltimore's delivery just over the head of Diani. De Almeida. And the cross is gathered by Alvarado. And from either side, the crosses have been slung into the Stade Reims penalty area with such precision throughout the game. The free kick given for the challenge by De Brits. And Philippe was the player who was caught. 2 players booked in the first half, both for Stade Reims. The home side with 82% of the possession so far, but not too many shots from compared to Stade Reims, and Dumornay wasn't too far away there. Now Rapp, riding the challenge of Dudek, pulling it back, looking for Philippe, and it's cleared away by Ilestedt. Now Decorte. Glad to see her attacking, and Diani having to do some defending, which she managed. 6 shots for Paris Saint-Germain so far, 5 of those on target, 4 goals, 3 shots for Stade Reims, with 2 of those on target, with only 18% possession in the first half. And Paris Saint-Germain completing 4 times the number of passes compared to their opponents. Diani, just nudged there by Delon, but managed to clear, and then Gayorda quickly bowling over Philippe, player who was born in Reims. Those 2 goals close to half-time have really taken the game away from Stade Reims. And the cross lifted in towards Katoto, and In the end, there was a clash of heads between Diani and Delonde. And play will be halted. The crossing again from Baltimore, and Diani rising for it, but just catching the back of Delonde's head. It was an accidental challenge, and both players seem to be okay. Armandi Miguel spent time in the academy with Chelsea in England. Also played for Juvisy, the forerunners of Paris FC. Spent a long time coaching on the island of Réunion before eventually moving to Reims in 2017, guiding the side to promotion in 2019. And they were 6th in the table last season. They had a better record away from home than they did on home turf, as they have a player down here, so players halted. And they are having to cope this season without the goals of Melissa Gomez. Of course, she has moved on to Bordeaux. Surely was the player who was caught there by Dudek. Kessia Bussi is the top scorer so far with 5 goals this season. Gomez has been in decent form for Bordeaux, scored a fine goal at Paris FC live on Atta Football last week. Yellowstead. Now Dudek. Cascarino. Baltimore. Katoto makes the run to the left. Cascarino may go herself. Good save by Alvarado, but it breaks to Katoto, and the shot in the end was smothered by the goalkeeper. But Baltimore again showing that pace and agility inside the area. Stade Reims are really in the business of damage limitation here, as Feller is closed down by Yellowstead. Katoto. And she's gone beyond the challenge of Delonde initially, then she goes down, and that's a penalty. And from the moment Katoto isolated Delonde, there were problems for Stade Reims. And when she chopped back, that sort of challenge was always going to result in a penalty. Complaints from Decoré, but Katoto, with that move which is so familiar, to try and create space inside the area, and Delonde dangled the leg. And Sandy Baltimore on penalty-taking duty here today. Emily Alvarado warned to stay on her line. Baltimore is made to wait. And Baltimore makes no mistake. Alvarado guessed right, but there was precision in the penalty. And PSG lead by 5-0. Baltimore's 3rd goal of the season in the D1 Arkema, adding to her earlier assist. Right in the corner. The penalty won by Katoto and dispatched by Baltimore. And PSG will be looking to really cut loose here in the second half. (5-0) with a long time to go in this game. PSG did enjoy a 6-goal win against Guingamp earlier this season. And here was an opportunity for Katoto to make it 6. And it's the side netting. Played in by Baltimore. In behind Pascaro, who was slightly off balance, and Alvarado did just enough. Flicked on by Illestad, but too high this time. Lyon still leading 2-0 away to Issy. Both goals in the opening 6 minutes from Malar and Macario. And PSG are away to Issy in their next game before facing Bordeaux. Their match is in December. Stade Reims have matches at home to Soyo and away to Saint-Etienne before the break. And they need to take points really from both of those games. That win for Soyo against Saint-Etienne has really closed things up at the bottom. Dabritz. Philippe nudged off it by Gayordo. Illestad. De Almeida. She was prominent moving forward down the right in the early stages, but has allowed Diani to really take on that role the longer the game has gone on. Pelé. She's got Dumornay in support again, and Dumornay using her pace to try and go beyond Cascarino. She goes down, and the penalty appeals are waved away. Gayordo. Well, even in the side trailing 5-0. Melchi Dumornay continues to impress. Diani. And the free kick given for the challenge on Philippe. And the yellow card shown to Khalifi to add to the 2 goals in the first half, and after bookings for similar challenges by Stade Reims players before half-time, the referee really had no choice there. Change being made by Stade Reims. And it's Rachel Corboz who is coming on, the sister of Daphne. And she replaces the player who was recently fouled, Chloe Philippe. Corboz, born in Alabama, came through at Georgetown. And it's one of two changes. Sonia Uchenye will also be coming on. And it's Louane Jolet she replaces. Pellet. In towards Uchenye, but it's one back by Diani. De Almeida. And the break is on once again here. El Khalifi back towards De Almeida. And the break is made by Busic. And it's a good ball. De Monet will quickly close down Cascarino. More movement in the technical area. Three players are coming on. Katoto is one of the players who is being replaced. Jordan Huitema will be coming on. Jay de Guilly is also coming on. So Jordan Huitema coming on for Marie-Antoinette Katoto. Elisa de Almeida replaced as well, and de Guilly coming on for her. And Khalifi, who has just been booked, having scored 2 goals in the first half, has done her job. And Celine Uldesoy comes on. The Norwegian under-19 international. So Didier Ole-Nicole looking to his bench, of course. It's a very busy schedule with the group stage of the Champions League. Now part of the programme as well. Cross there from De Monet was overhit. And to join the Atta Football community and access more women's football content, matches and highlights, don't forget to visit attafootball.com. Didier Ole-Nicole will be delighted with the way his team have really responded to that loss against Lyon. It was a tough game at Real Madrid, a side who are having problems themselves in the Primera Iberdrola, which you may have seen elsewhere on Atta Football, but it was still a game they had to win, and they did so. De Guilly. Lishtet, Dudek. Dabritz, helped on by Baltimore, but Stade Reims will repel for now. Diani. Cascarino. Ilestedt. Good ball from Diani. Baltimore. And there's an overload once again. It's Cascarino. The cross will be regathered by Gayordo. De Gili. Uldusoy. This time Stade Reims are able to clear. Gayordo. See that ball cut out by Bussy. Quickly forward looking for Feller. And both central defenders almost collide. Feller continues and the challenge comes in from Cascarino. And she got the ball. Well, it's a day to test the loyalty of the supporters, but PSG have good numbers watching here today. And the fans who are here have seen a 5-star performance. There may be more goals to come. Bussy. Now there's the opportunity for Stade Reims to get bodies forward, and Bussy is flagged offside. He's making the move in too soon behind Ilestedt. Bizet. Dubritz. Cascarino. And again, she looks for that link up with Baltimore, but it's cut out by Decourt. Chenet. And long again. And it's a chase for Dumare. Dudek is able to guide it back towards Vol, who has barely seen the ball in the second half after a couple of fine saves in the opening 45 minutes. Well, there could be trouble here as Stade Reims try and play out, and they did it in rather laboured fashion. Julie with the ball forward, and then Bizet looks to wriggle away from the challenge of Maya Keith, but Stade Reims continuing to play, and at times playing into the hands of Paris Saint-Germain. Baltimore. The passing accuracy of the home side has been around 90%, which makes it very difficult for Stade Reims, who have been very few mistakes to feed off, apart from one in the opening moments, the back pass from De Almeida, which almost produced the first goal for Stade Reims. But they're yet to have a shot of any description in the second half. Baltimore, Diani. The challenge comes in from Rapp. She will look back on that chance. Lifted over an open goal as the ball almost falls to Bizet inside the area, and then the header is looped on to the roof of the netting by Kuitema. And the young Canadian close to a 6th goal for Paris Saint-Germain, out jumping Pascaro. Not once, but twice. Nego Ducouré is the player. Just looking to take a breather. Another double change imminent for Stade Reims as PSG go close again. Dubrich. Gayordo. He's just caught there and does get the free kick. Conceded by Maya Keith, who is on a yellow card. This was the opportunity from the corner, and it was Dudek again, and it was a brilliant save by Alvarado, turning the ball onto the crossbar. And Demorne looks to be coming off. Tatiana Romanenko will be coming on, along with Ketna Louis. Ketna Louis comes on from Demorne, who's had a fine game. Dubrich with the free kick. Onto the far post again, and Stade Reims will clear, but it will come straight back. Dubrich. Held by Pascaro. Dubrich. Gayordo. Now Dudek. Dubrich thinks about letting fly, but just slips at the crucial moment. That's the other change. Vicky Berchot coming on. Naomi Feller making way. Berchot came through the academy at Paris Saint-Germain before moving to Lyon. Made her debut last week in the draw against Dijon. Gayordo and Diani conceding the free kick. Just the penalty since half-time for Paris Saint-Germain. Won by Katoto and finished by Baltimore. Here is Diani. Scored twice here against Stade Reims last season in a 4-0 victory. Pascaro with the header as far as Baltimore. Now Cascarino, and they're waiting to make it 6. And finally they do, and it's Huitema. PSG equal their biggest win of the season so far. And it's the Canadian Olympic gold medalist Jordan Huitema. Third header of the game for Paris Saint-Germain as well. And it was another good leap. Really hung up into the penalty area, but there was the necessary pace on the cross to allow her to guide the ball beyond Alvarado. And it's her first goal of the season in the D1 Arkema. Now Diani looking to make it 7. Pascaro with the challenge. And then she tries to dig the ball out with Diani, making life very difficult for her before Corbaz eventually does clear. Baltimore. Dubretz. And there is still 15 minutes to play. Gordon Wittema scored a hat-trick in the UEFA Women's Champions League victory against Kharkiv last month, but that's her first goal in the league this season. Her 7th appearance, and they've all come from the bench. Unorthodox defending there from Maya Keith, but she was able to find Corbaz. No, Oshenya. And the Parisian fans in good voice now. Chase down the centre for Boussy, but Stade Reims are now in a situation where they will be looking over their shoulders towards the other end of the table, because sides around them are just beginning to pick up points, and there are a number of teams towards the bottom now. And there's games coming up at home to Soyo and away to Saint-Etienne before the turn of the year are now very, very important to them. Grace Rapp is making her way off. And it's Lisa Flagioli who comes on. In fact, it's Romain Lejeune, I should say. Lejeune coming on to make her debut. 17 years of age, and what a time to come on. Dudek, Wittema, just allowing the ball to bounce, and it seemed to go behind, and it did. Stade Reims losing 3-0 at both Lyon and Paris FC in the early weeks of the season, and also beaten 4-1 at home by Montpellier. So this will be their biggest defeat by some distance. A side which beat Bordeaux 5-2 only a month ago. Diani. Baltimore. The order was caught there and has just made her way off the field of play momentarily. Bizet. Quickly closed down by Louis. Lyon now lead by 4-0 away to Issy. Ada Hegerberg on the score sheet once again. Signe Brun has also scored in the second half. Bizet. Pascaro. Now Louis. Challenge from Ilestedt. Very little defending to try and do for the central defenders in the second half. Louis just losing out, but forcing the throw in. Huitema putting the pressure on Pascado. And Decourde won't keep that in play. Stade de Reims finished 6th in the table last season. And they would probably take that at the moment. J09. Now Dudek. Move breaks down on this occasion. But sadly, Baltimore helped to set things going for PSG. Her cross was headed in by Leah Khalifi. Moments after Stade Reims spurned a couple of opportunities to take the lead. They do have a free kick here, conceded by Dudek. J09, the player who was caught. Pascado, who has moved forward into midfield and quickly lost the ball. Dabritz. J09. Dudek. And it's lifted towards Bizet, but Stade Reims have stuck at it. They've not given up very cheap goals here today. PSG have scored some of the highest quality overall. And J09 brought to the turf once again. Sliding in was Cascarino.
Changement pour le Paris Saint-Germain avec la sortie du numéro 21, Sandy.
Job done for Sandy Baltimore. Lucien Hutre comes on to replace her. Only 17 years of age. It's a debut in the D1 Arcama for her. Certainly in terms of this season, did make a couple of appearances in the Champions League, and Agba Fulke also comes on. Another debut, 18 years of age, and under-19 international. And it's a good time for Didier Ole-Nicole to give youngsters minutes on the field. Diani looking for Huitema. She may get there as well, and she's been brought down. And was it outside the penalty area? The challenge made by Delonde. And Delonde may have caught her right on the edge. Another test for Alvarado. Another penalty. This time, Cariatu Diani will take it. Diani looking for her second of the day. And she scores. Paris Saint-Germain 7. Their biggest win of the season so far. And after being hammered by Lyon last week, they have taken out their frustrations on Stade Reims today. Once again, right in the corner. Emily Alvarado has had no chance with any of the goals. And there could be more here. Huitema. Now Diani. Good save by Alvarado. Huitema. Unable to keep the shot down. Well, this was another opportunity. Good save by the goalkeeper, but should have been relieved, but Huitema was coming in at some pace, and as a result the ball rivering up over the crossbar. Bizet, now Louis. Bizet. It's relentless from Paris Saint-Germain. And Stade Reims have no response. Bizet in towards Diani. Huitema tandem with Pascano outside the penalty area. It was cut out. The referee maybe had eyes on that and thought it was 6 of one and half a dozen of the other. Challenge coming in on Julie. And the body language of Louis rather summing up how Stade Reims are feeling here. Dudek. Julie, Bizet, and there was no let-up here from Paris Saint-Germain. Of course, young players have been thrown onto the field and they are keen to make an impression as much as the big stars who started this game. Well, then Nicole will be looking for signs, even at this stage, of the opportunities there for these young players to maybe shine even in these few minutes. Huitema, of course, she's a full international, but still in the formative years of her career. Folquet. It's Bizet in support. Folquet continues, and it's her cross. Alvarado doing just enough, and I think she may have collided with a teammate, and player's been stopped just to check on her. Another teasing ball in, this time from the 18-year-old. Another Folquet. Corbos. Stade Reims will be hoping the officials are lenient in terms of added time. Oh, there's a slip, and there could be another opportunity here. It's Huitema. And it's a very good challenge to win it back from Corbaz. And she's then nudged off the ball by Diani. In fact, it was Delande who slid in to win the ball back. And there is a minimum of 2 more minutes. And Stade Reims will be grateful to be a long way from their goal. Corey with the cross in. Dudek heads away. And the ball driven in by Louis, and Stade is able to clear. And Diani will keep running. And Delande not sure where the ball is. And now Huitema finding Diani once again. Huitema, one of 2 in support, but Diani with a beautiful chip, and she's so unlucky. Well, that would have been some way to complete the hat-trick. Pasquero. And at this stage, she was entitled to go for goal herself. There were other options, but she was inches away from what would have been a scintillating hat-trick goal. Lyon have won 4-0 at EC. So they maintain their 100% record. And Paris Saint-Germain respond to their loss at Lyon with their biggest win of the season in the D1 Arkema. 4 goals before half-time and 3 more in the second. A good day at the office from Didier Ole-Nicole. A chastening day for Amandine Miquel. It is finished. Paris Saint-Germain 7, Stade Reims 0.